want you to understand the point I'm making. What he did, he made them feel like he was one of them. The Democrats don't have that now. The people don't feel like the Democrats
I
are
agree
one
with you on
of
that.
them. And I'm saying that the new Democrats, the so-called socialist Democrat, however what type of title you stick with them, they are making these people feel like now I got somebody that understands me. This man was a billionaire and got people, poor people, to believe that he was one of them. He told them what they wanted to hear. And by telling them what they wanted to hear, they felt like he understood them and he was one of them.
Welcome to Mended Men's Conversation, life lessons and legacies, where real men have real conversations. In every episode, we dive deep into the struggles, victories, and lessons that shape us as men. From mental health and fatherhood to faith, identity, and purpose, we are breaking the silence and starting the conversations that matter. Between us is over 12 years of professional experience and more than 140 years of combined life experience as fathers, sons, brothers, husbands, friends, and educators. We know that healing starts with an honest dialogue. So let's get real. Let's get ready. Let's grow together. This is Mended Men's Conversation.
Welcome to Mended Men's Conversation. My name is Titus Garnett.
I'm Anthony Washington. Mended Men's Conversation.
Thank you. We are just a couple old dudes that just having a conversation here with you. We're not trying to assort any therapy or try to get you to just believe what we say, but just to hear. It's just two men having conversations like we would be in a barbershop, at home, out in the back barbecue. With Anthony, it would be like buying avocado from the farmer's market, just have conversations like that. All right. Just talking and BSing and just having a good time with us. Now, you may think we hate each other, even though we may. At times, I'm very forgiving. So I forgive Anthony of all his faults and
Don't believe that.
insecurities. And
Don't believe that.
insecurities. So,
Don't believe that.
all right. Today's conversation is on where do we go from here? Anthony was talking about something in particular. So, Anthony, why don't you pick that up where you left off before we start the show?
No, while I was talking about, I was listening to a little clip on Facebook that, I think it had to be back in before Donald Trump became president. And Rand Paul, Lindsey Graham, can't remember. But nine times out of 10.
The vice president.
Okay.
Mhm.
All of them had something negative to say. Lindsey Graham called him a kook, said he was crazy. They called him a narcissistic, a liar. But like, you know this person, and you know how they are. They just ain't no good. It's just put it like that. They ain't no good. They lie, cheat. It's all about them. That's all it's about. You know them, and as far as you know, keep your distance from them because that's not who you are. You just don't like the way they roll. All of a sudden, they become famous, get in a position where they got a lot of power. Now, all of a sudden, you sucking up to it. What does that say about you? And like the topic of it is, where do we go from here? Where do you go from here after you was being honest and talking about a person's character? Then all of a sudden, you turn around and you suck up to it. Everything they say is like God's gift to the best thing. So where do you go from here? How do you carry yourself, after something like that?
Well, they don't forget that the vice president called him Hitler. He said it's modern day Hitler. All right. And now he's the vice president sucking up to him. And also at the same time keeping his distance because reports is that he don't agree with Trump on like the war in Iran. He didn't particularly think we should go there, but when Trump wants to go, so he shuts his mouth and he just follows suit. He changed positions in his head. In other words, before he was one way, like you said, and now he's more. It's like one day you're a Boy Scout and the next day you're a stalker. All right, you just turn, but he's doing whatever he needs to benefit himself. He wants to run for presidency in a couple of years. All right, so he has to kind of control himself. He doesn't have a very diplomatic way of talking to people. He'll just say any old damn thing, even if it doesn't make sense. But see, a lot of these people,
Let me
Anthony,
let me let me let me just
yeah, go
interject
ahead,
one
go
little thing.
ahead.
It's
Uh-huh.
because when you say that, is that at this time, it's like he see that the atmosphere that Taco Man created, it's
Yeah.
right for doing something like this. He said, "Wait, why the hell not? If he could do it, shit, why not? Why not be give a shot at it?"
But see,
I mean,
everyone else been doing it. They all been doing it. They all see that, okay, a third of the
when you say
Republican vote,
"oh," who you say "oh," who do you mean when you
everybody
say
on
"oh"?
his cabinet, everybody that agrees
Yeah,
with
okay.
him, 99% of the Congress, they all said, well, they all were against him. They all them called kind of names. Rubio called them all kind of names and this
Oh,
and that
listen,
and ran
I could
against
play
him.
a clip for you, a clip that Rubio, the way Rubio talked about it,
Right.
and
You had Cruz down in Texas, Senator Cruz talking about, well, because he said Cruz's dad might have had something to do with the Kennedy killing, called his wife basically not an attractive woman, and other things. And Cruz said, when you talk about my family, my father, my wife, you've crossed the line. I'm not going to take any more of this crap. Just talking like a little punk. All right. He's going to do all this and that. And next thing you know, he's wiping the crap off his face that Donald Trump crapped all over him with. All right. It's just they're all doing that because they think, okay, the majority of the Republicans vote that, and I'm not even majority of people that vote for him that makes a difference are the independents. All right. They're the independents. They're the Latino men, the Latino vote, the young Latino vote, the young white man vote, the young black vote, all right, that vote for him because of like he talks badass talk, all right.
don't
And
forget,
now
don't
let
forget
me let
white women.
oh
Don't
no,
forget
I'm
that.
not gonna forgive white women, but white women are flexible. A lot of white women can be independent in their thinking because they know what prices are in the street. Now the white women that really go for him are the Christian white women. They're the ones who just
Mhm.
follow him like he's a pastor or a prophet or something like that, like the men do.
Jim
But
Jones.
it's yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid. But all these people figure it's the right time. But the point I was leading you to, the majority of those Republicans that vote for them, a third of them are probably the MAGA vote. Now, and that's a vote that'll put you over or put you under, the MAGA vote for the Republicans. And they don't want to lose that vote because they're hardcore Trump. They already drank the Kool-Aid and they're walking
Yeah.
zombies. All right, that's what
They
they are.
drank
They're,
it
they're
and they
like
make it more.
zombies. Yeah. So then the Republican politicians are going to go, well, wait a minute. I can't afford to lose that vote. So they just follow it all through. Even though they hate the man, none of them have courage to do the job they were elected for. None of them have courage to realize they do have more power than he do. They can control his power, but they do not because they scared of the vote, so they just following through. But Rubio,
Well, we'll
and they
see
saying
how
Rubio,
scared they are now come November.
well, they're kind of scared because a couple of politicians are going against them regarding the attorney general vote for the guy to be attorney general. And
Not X, his
right, I
lawyer.
can't think of his Gill to be or whatever it is because of the way that money that Trump put up for this special fund, all right, and which the guy says is ended, it don't exist. So these two senators said, well, if it don't exist, then why don't what are some of the information that is in that? And one of the things in that the program or the bill or whatever it was, the promise that he made was that anytime Trump's people want to, like his family and stuff, or the people who attacked on January 6th, anytime they want to litigate it again, they can. All right. Trump's people, I'm talking about his family was told that they still can maintain no auditing for the rest of their lives and anything they do, him or his family. And
Well,
so they're
his lawyer,
saying, no, hold on, let me
Blanche.
finish.
Tom
Huh?
Blanche is the lawyer's name.
Blanche. And Blanche is saying that no, it's dead, it's done. They say, well, if it's so dead and done, How come you can't write a letter on that saying that it no longer exists? And he won't do that because if it's in writing, then it shows that it's nothing he can do. And then if say the Democrats take over and they go after Trump and says, okay, yeah, you got to give audit because there's no way you're supposed to be not audited for the rest of your life, you and your family, your businesses, or nothing. And he's already been caught and convicted for lying and cheating financially. All right.
Well,
So
he
what
he
kind of
lies
crap
every
is
day.
that? So
He,
these two guys, these two congressmen are saying, if it's so right, why don't you put it in writing? Now, the problem is with these two, not congressmen, but senators, is that one of them is not returning back to office anyway. At the end of the year, he's retiring, okay, and quitting, and so he can stand up and be bold to Trump. The other one can stand up and be bold to Trump because he's the one. Trump, the guy Tallarico is running against down in Texas, Trump backed him instead of the senator. And the guy that Tallarico's going against, he's a scumbag. Divorce issues
oh yeah, because I think
regarding,
he got some charges. He got some outstanding
well,
charges
he
against him.
got charges, but also the state Senate impeached him, all right, from the state. He got charged of embezzling and he got money. He's got a ton of houses. And where did you get all them houses off the salary you got? All right. His wife talks about how he was adultery all the time. I mean, the guy's a true scumbag, all right? And Trump backed him. And I think the reason Trump backed him was because he wanted to show his power. Like when he says, I can walk down Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody and nothing will happen to him. This is another, way of him saying that. I can back a scumbag like this guy and ain't nobody gonna, and still he won the primary,
But you got to
you
also
know?
remember one thing: both of them are like two peas in the pod.
That's the
You know,
point I'm
so
saying. That's the point I'm saying. He's saying, in other words, if you could take me, you can take him,
pretty much.
And they did.
So how do where do we go from here? Your opinion?
No, you go and jump into it, brother. Your opinion, all right? Because you had breakfast today, you had your nap, you're real rested. I can look and see that right now. You got on a clean shirt, your head ain't shining as much as it used to, and you got that stance about you, that stand-up stance. So I know you ready to kick a little ass. Go on, bro, talk.
I just adjusted my light. My head has always got a glow on it. So that's what it is. But my question to you: where do we go from here? Knowing this, I'm trying to think of the state. I don't want to say it wrong, but I think I might. Is Minnesota or Michigan? One of them. He's an Arab guy. Damn, I gotta find his name.
I think you're talking about in Michigan, and he's running
Yeah,
against this Democratic woman, and
yeah.
I think you're
She's
talking
talking
about in
about
Michigan. Yeah,
yeah, and she's talking about Obama is supporting her. He hasn't came
right.
out and said he didn't or not, but you know, it's just the way she set up an ad.
Hmm.
Her thinking is her campaign is really thinking they run this ad as this Obama is supporting her. Black people are automatically jump on her bandwagon. But
Right.
that's a lie. But they're afraid of this Arab because he's as far as they say that he's left. But his issue,
Of course,
the
they're
things that
important, and
he's
that's
trying to do.
yeah, and they're putting okay. Basically, now here's the thing: they're basically saying the same thing when the Democrats are primarying each other. They're basically saying the same thing: health care, child care. All right, ICE. They're basically saying the same thing. It's just the idea how they say it. This guy is saying it with a little more enthusiasm and pointing at you and saying, I'm there for you. Well, the other one is saying, I'm there, the Democratic Party is there for you through me. All right. And they don't want to give a rat's ass about the Democratic Party. They want to know how you personally feel. Now, I know you got that look on your face that, well, maybe they're not. They're basically for the same thing. But Obamacare, health care, doing this, doing that for the people. In other words, they're out there saying that I'm from
Well,
you.
what's the difference? What's the difference? Because
The
there is a
difference is,
difference here.
hold on, the difference is how they say it. That's what I'm saying.
How they
It's
say
how
it?
they're saying it. Right. The guy was like Mandami. Mandami, he was going against the Democratic, the black guy who was mayor of New York. He was an acolyte for Trump. But the Democrats are always saying that we're there for you for health care, this and that. But the way these people are saying it is that the so-called social Democrats, their attitude is stronger. Their voice is like, I want you to hear this, where the other ones are like saying, yeah, you know I'm there for you because the Democratic we will launch you up. And in other words, somebody said, listen, God damn it, I'm out there for you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We got to get rid of this bitch. In other words, they're speaking so the people can hear what they say. Now, who was good at doing that? Trump. Trump always told them what he was going to do. This, this, and this. He worked on your you were feeling depressed about the economy, this and that. And he made promise to you by saying, the first day I'm in office, I'm going to make changes.
He made
You know what I
promises to
mean?
me.
Oh, come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. He made promises to the people, all right? You know what I'm talking about, okay? Trump said
Well,
that.
you said
That's why he
me, and
got
I'm
them
just,
votes. I
well,
said you, I'm
listen.
talking about how he was talking to the people. I ain't talking about you personally. Hell, I don't make promises to you personally unless I'm getting your ass. But other than that, okay?
Like we said earlier, you know, when you, this is just my opinion. When I vote, I want to know who I'm voting for. You know, I'm not going to do this just because you say this shit. If your actions and your conversations doesn't not coincide, you don't get my vote.
But you don't
And
have any actions when you're running for the office. All you had is your conversation. All you have
yes,
is your body language. All you have is your
but
ideas of
okay,
getting it across to
okay,
people.
okay. You're right to a certain point, but your actions before you got there also say a lot about who you are and how are you honest about what you say.
Yeah, but
You know,
some of
because you
these
got a lot of
people
people
don't
that
have
says
actions before that. They may have been a councilman. They may have maybe been a street advisor, industry, what do you call it, a promoter or this or that.
that's
But when
actions.
but
That's
when you but man, listen now. When these people talk that you ain't never seen before, how do you get their attention? How many times you think people are gonna research that person's past? The reporters may research his past, but if somebody's on the street and they come on TV, like right now, I'm running for office. I'm talking to you and telling you, Anthony, I'm gonna be out there for you. Okay? Don't you know what's going on? Your economy is up. Even your health care is up. Is your health care up at least 20%? If you say, well, I don't know, then check it and find out. And you'll see that it is. And if not you, it's somebody else. All right, as a whole. You know, I heard a statistic that the hospitals now are getting more and more uninsured people coming in there to the emergency room because they lost their subsidies from Obamacare because of what the Republicans did. Now, you tell people stuff like that, you got their attention, all right? People don't know your back, and that's what I'm talking about, the difference between what between Democrats, politicians running for a job. Because, and then the other Democrat may say, well, you know, Anthony, we're going to go against what the Republicans did. Did you know that now hospitals are getting a bigger increase in people who lost their ACA subsidies? How bad, you see what the Republicans are doing to you? You see how it's going out there? That versus somebody that points their finger at you and makes it personal versus somebody
okay. Are
who's
you done?
making it general.
Are you done?
I'm done, my
Are
brother.
you
I'm
finished?
done. Vote for
Uh,
me and I'll set you free.
Now, y'all remember that. He said, vote for him and he set you free. And listen, this is no more different than how you grew up and the things that you learn in life, things you question in life. You know, you just don't take it for granted. You know, you go somewhere, you hear a lot of things, and the conversation could easily be misled. It's easy. It's just talk.
Well,
But
I,
as I
I
said
know
earlier,
that. I know it can be.
listen, when you get ready to say something, do this.
How about if I
Okay?
do this? Is that better? Now, didn't I just say something right there?
No, you
Okay.
did. It
Yes,
ain't
I
your
did.
turn.
You want me to do it again?
Okay. Well, let me acknowledge you first. Let me acknowledge you first. So you just sit there and hold your finger up. Now, do you disagree with me when you come up when you was growing up? you ran across people that just did a lot of this. And they
Mhm.
sound good, but somewhere in the back of your mind, you had some questions about it, you know? I mean, you went along with it. And then after a while, you start seeing it was more of this and less of work. And then you decided, to fully go on this person's side again. I got an uneasy feeling about it. His conversation is good, but I don't see any work behind supporting that conversation. So that's all I'm saying. It's no difference. Yes, and shit. Some of these Democratic leaders, old Democratic leaders, are just basically Republicans. That's all. That's all. They don't want to change. They do a lot of talking, but they don't want to change. I mean, listen, we know for a fact that what they're doing over in Israel is wrong as hell. The Democratic leaders, they not going to denounce that. As far as they're concerned, Israel what they want. But new ones are not for that, and they're speaking up against it. And their record shows that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just saying the way we apply this is just no different than the way we grew up. You hear a lot of things, and you just don't take it for granted. Sometimes you do take it for granted, and you have to learn from your past experience that this is just bullshit. And that's all I'm saying.
Well,
So
I'm trying to get you to understand that you're very cerebral. You sit back and you say, I'm going to average this out. I'm going to weigh this, I'm going to weigh that. All right. What percentage of people do you think that way or actually act
I
that
think
way?
I think everybody thinks that way. And why I say everybody is because we all take a hit. This is life lessons. This is how we
Oh,
learn.
my brother, you are lost.
Listen, hey, I'm not listen. I ain't looking for you to agree with me. I'm talking from past experience. We learn
Okay.
through getting our head bopped.
Let me tell you why is scamming so prevalent now?
Scamming was always
Because
present.
because there are people who will fall for anything. And the reason
Yes, I
they
agree
fall
with you.
for anything is because they don't weigh the counter possibilities, the possibilities or the counter
They wanted the
possibilities.
easy way out. They wanted easy
And
way out. They don't
they
want to take
hear,
responsibility for their action
hold on
and
now,
do
you
their
be
own
quiet right
research.
now. You be quiet right now. Don't put your hand up. You just sit there because I know what you're going to put up. Yes, you're going to double that sucker up. But see, the thing of
All
it
right, go
is,
ahead. Go ahead.
there are people who don't think. They don't have time to weigh the situation. They work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. They come home, got to pick up the kid, cut the grass, do this, do that. And they're not really interested in a lot of the political rhetoric that's on hit the TV. Now, you wait till now you're going to hear a lot of crap hitting the TV. And they're going to hold on and they're going to turn it off, or they're going to make sure it don't get in their way when American Idol is on, when WWE wrestling is
Okay.
on,
I
when
gotta
sports
jump
is
in. I
on,
gotta jump in here.
and
I
what?
gotta jump in here. I gotta jump in here because what you're saying is true. But that does not give them a carte blanche not to be productive in their own life.
Wait a minute.
That's an
It's
excuse
not.
because
No, no,
it's a lot of
no,
bullshit that goes
no,
on in there.
no,
But
no. It is not you or me to tell them they can't think that way. They got a
no, 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 no,
choice.
no, no. I'm not saying they
They
can't
don't,
think that way, but
they
that's not
do
giving
think
you
that way.
sound okay. They do, but
They
that's not
do.
giving them a carte blanche to not be responsible for their actions. Because
They giving
if they don't,
themselves. They giving
no,
themselves
okay.
that carte blanche.
If they choose not
They
to,
choose that. They choose
okay,
that.
that's
Why do you
and
think?
whatever.
Why did you think that Trump
And
gets
things don't
away of
change.
saying,
Things will not change if you don't take responsibility.
Anthony,
Yeah,
you sit
yeah,
back
because
and
who
you
want to
think
listen to some of these
they're not,
shit? Who
they
want to
don't
listen to
think
Trump?
like you. And you know what? You know who would listen to Trump? How did he get the votes?
He got the vote because you had white Americans want to go back to the 18th century. They
How
don't
did he
want to
get the
take
black vote?
responsibility.
How did he get the young black vote? How did he get the Hispanic vote?
Okay, wait a minute. You can't ask me a question and shoot another one over top of me. If you ask a question, you let me answer one at a time. I gotta constantly explain this to you, and I'm not gonna do this in the
Well,
war.
you
I'm
you went
not gonna
straight
explain
to
this
the white
in the war.
vote, all right? And the white vote
Okay,
didn't get him
I'm
over.
I'm going. Yes, it did. And the black
Because
vote did,
the
and the
Democrats get a
Mexican.
lot of white vote
Wait,
too. He got a lot of young black men vote.
okay, but that didn't get him over. He got some, and I'm not
A
saying he didn't.
combination
But
of
what
all
I
that.
am saying, listen, what I am saying is that he showed all of them, Spanish and the blacks, exactly what he think of them.
Yeah,
Now,
but he been showing them
again,
that all the time. And he's showing
I
them that
agree with you.
after he got their vote.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but they chose some of them, just like his Republican Party. They choose not to acknowledge that he's an asshole.
Well, that's the
Because
point
they
I'm
feel
making. They got the right to choose
that's
an
true. That's true.
asshole. And as a matter of fact, when he came down the escalator in 2015 or 16 or whatever and said that the Mexicans are all criminals and drug people and this and that and whatever, but they still gave him the vote. He talked about wanting to stop immigration to get these people out, but they're
That,
looking at and saying, they're looking
that
at it
goes
and
back to
saying,
what I was
that
saying
look
in the
at
beginning.
and saying, I'm here, he's talking about somebody else. And did
That
any
goes
of
back to
them,
what I said in the
it does
beginning.
any of them even try to go back and look at the things he said? No.
Yes, they
A
do.
lot of
They have
people
no
want,
choice now.
no, maybe
Now
they
they do.
do have a choice. They don't have to go back and look. See, you're looking in terms of analogy that's what you do. I'm trying to say that a lot of people ain't going to think and do the way we think and do, or else he
Listen,
wouldn't have got all them votes.
he
If
got
you know
he got
somebody
them
wants to
then.
kill you, are you going
Hey,
to
hey,
give
hey,
him a
hey, hey,
gun?
hey, this bring it down a notch because I do not want to call 911. We have
Hey,
an
I'm the
aneurysm.
angry
I
black
see
man,
that
okay?
vein in the
So
top of your
so
head.
you know
I see
how
that
I
vein in
am.
the top of your
All
head.
right. I'm the angry black man. Okay. So what do you want the angry
All right.
black man to do? Okay, I'm no longer the angry black man. Well, Anthony, I think we ought to table this for another time. Come on, man.
That's not even you. That's not. But what I was saying is that they did go for it. I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying now is that now they see the difference. And some of them still will go along with it, but a lot of them has been woke up to that bullshit that he was saying. You know,
Well, they're
you
waking up
can't.
now. They're
That's all I'm
waking up
saying.
now. The
Hmm.
point is they should have woke up after his first term.
Yeah, but some
Because
people
after
got
his
to be hit
first
on the
term,
head. Some people got to be hit
twice,
on the
huh?
head, not once but twice.
Sometimes people say experience is the best teacher, but
It
sometimes you got to
is.
live. Sometimes you have to live through that experience to learn something, and a lot of
That's
times
true.
you don't, and a lot of times you don't. Okay, or if that experience is so detrimental, there may not be no coming back from it. The only thing I'm looking at is where we go from here is you got the Democrats got to stop acting like
Sucking it.
old guard Democrats because people are really tired of it. All right.
They
And
need a
this new guard,
new leadership. New
the new
leadership. Chuck
leadership they
Schumer.
need is because people are tired of looking at the same people talking the same way, giving them the same old crap and not fighting for it. Just saying, well, we're not in charge, but this is what we'll do if in there. The difference is with the new people, what I'm saying is their body language, the way they present something is different. They're presenting, because basically the Democrats are saying the same old thing. The new people may be adding a little bit to it, but they're saying it a different way. They're making people want to listen. People are frustrated and don't want to listen. Like I was about to say earlier, so I told somebody I was talking to was saying, you know what, I'm really tired of hearing the same old spiel out of the Democrats. It's just I know what they're gonna say, how they say it, and doing that. And then they say this after that. Yeah, but Mandami. Yeah, but Mandami. And none of these people I was talking to live in New York. They don't even have a vote or nothing. They're looking at him like the way they looked at Obama back in 2007, 2008. They're looking at this the way they looked at Kennedy back in the 60s. All right. They're looking at this at the way even Reagan, how he was coming out. And Reagan was a guy, you couldn't get too much boring than that. But he had a certain enthusiasm in his voice and the way he was saying it. What makes the difference between Rubio, Trump, and any of the other politicians who was running, Republican politicians who was running for president? How come Trump came out? How come they listened to his voice versus everybody else? Because he was new in the field and he lied like a dog and he told them what they wanted to hear and he had some enthusiasm behind it. I'm going to kick ass enthusiasm behind it. And a lot of people said
That's what you
they
call
related.
enthusiasm?
Hold on now, hold on. And they related to that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
They
I agree with
related.
you that related to it, but that's what you call enthusiasm. He
Come
just
on,
found a
man.
base. He found a base of people that wanted to go. He opened the door and told them. He told the KKK, "Take your bag, take your mask off. We ain't got to go there." So they did that. They did that. They found a person that can say how they felt and do things to make it a little easier, so they can go back in that era where they can feel comfortable and feel like they're in charge. And that's what they did. You know, they found somebody to do that, and that's what he's doing. The bottom line of it is that all of them, regardless if they don't say it out in public, they start to realize that hey, I wish I didn't make this decision because
Bull
he
crap.
has no limits on what he do. Now
The
I'm
bottom
saying,
line, no, that's bullshit, man. The bottom
okay,
line is
what is
he told
bullshit?
them
What
what
is this
is
bullshit?
bullshit that
What
they
is
related
bullshit? What
now.
what
Now
did he say?
hold on. It's about the bottom line. To get their vote, the bottom line is he told them what they wanted to hear.
So that's not what I'm saying. You talking about something altogether different. Focus on what I'm saying. I'm saying that now they're starting to see. That's right. Put your hand on your head because that way you're
Come on,
focusing
man.
on what I'm
Come on.
saying.
Get to your
All
point.
right.
God.
I'm talking. I'm talking.
No, you're not. You're
Listen,
sitting up there trying to give me some bullshit. But go on.
what I'm saying is that I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is that the ones that supported him realized, and that they already knew that he has no limit. He will go overboard, and I bet you $9 dollar to that they regret that what they're doing, but they done stuck their foot so far. He done stuck his foot so far up their butt they can't take it out. So it's like a trip of no return. They can't do nothing else but go down with the shit. So that's just where they find themselves out. He found a group of people of what they want, and they've been gearing this up for this incident happened. They've been doing this for a long time. They just found somebody to open the door for and let him in. He's just basically a figurehead. That's all. All
All
the
right.
big
You
corporations are
done?
really that's what's behind. Yes,
I
I'm
want you to
finished. You can
understand the
say what you
point
got to
I'm
say.
making. I want you to understand the point I'm making. What he did, he made them feel like he was one of them.
Yes, I agree with
I'm
you on
trying
that.
now, hold on, but I'm trying to tell you the Democrats don't have that now. The people don't feel like the Democrats
I
are
agree
one
with you on
of
that.
them. And I'm saying that the new Democrats, the so-called socialist Democrat, however what type of title you stick with them, they are making these people feel like now I got somebody that understands me, somebody that's a
Yes.
part of what I'm trying to do. And the reference I was making about Trump was that that's what he did to get these people votes. This man was a billionaire and got people, poor people, to believe that he was one of them. He told them what they wanted to hear. No.
Oh yeah, poor
You
white, poor white. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm
And
not.
by telling them
I'm agreeing with you on that.
and by telling them what they wanted to hear, they felt like he understood them and he was one of them. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. And the Democrats need to come out and act like, because they used to have the Labor Party was going to be what normally voted Democratic. You know what I mean? But they don't feel that way about the Democrats. They got to get that feeling back that they are one of the people. And it's more than just agreeing and saying, yeah, you're being treated bad. It's more like, yeah, you've been treated bad, but damn it, I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to prove to you again that I am part of you. And they have to believe that before they even voted for them. The people didn't vote for Trump and say, well, I think he's going to do well. He going to no. They voted because he told them what they hear. And what made it worse, they voted for him the second time because they believe, well, he's going to do it this time. He said he would, and I'm going to give him a chance to do it. And the best example of that are the farmers. He's been fucking the farmers since he ran for office, since he got into office. And that little bailout money he gave them the last term and the bailout money he just gave them this term ain't enough. But they keep giving him a chance. They keep believing the story that he is for them. He'll make it work. Okay. Yeah, they
No, I'm
believed the
saying
lie
they believe
because it
lies.
was a lie in the beginning. It was a lie in the beginning. And what made it so harmful, not only were people are disappointed with him, but that made them more disappointed in the Democrats. And the reason for that is the polls show that even though the Trump's polls are dropping like a rock, the Democrats' polls aren't skyrocketing. They only gone up very little, so they still have no faith in the Democrats. So they got to do something. All right. And these new brand of Democrats, they're coming out and they say, hey, I'm not talking to you as a Democrat. I'm talking to you as the guy who wants your vote. And I'm going to personally do things for you. And that's the point I'm trying to make, the message I'm trying to make that they're trying to do. But most of these people who voted for Trump, they didn't sit back cerebral and go, well, he's lying, he's bullshitting me, this and that. Then how come the people like the farmers say, man, he better do better because I lost money. I'm filing bankrupt. He bullshitting me. He fucking me. But I'm going to give him another shot.
Give you 5 minutes because you talk 45 minutes, and I will give you 5 minutes to bring home the point that we started.
I didn't hear you.
Give you 5 minutes to bring home the point we started. Where do we go from?
My God, I am so graciously happy that you allow
You're
me
welcome.
5 minutes.
You're welcome.
But what I'm telling you, where we go from here is that the Democrats, if they want to win this thing, they got to start acting like they want those people's votes, not as a party, but as an individual. That individual who's going up for that district where he wants to be a senator or a congressman, he has to attack that district as he is personally doing it for them. He's not going to attack them saying, I'm doing this for the country. He has to personally get in bed with them and say, I'm doing this for you. My name is Joe Blow. I'm Joe Blow for you. All right. I could give a rat's ass about what's happening in the state across the way. I want you straight. I got to get you straight. But then if I get in there, the results of me adding to the population will bring you, all right, a better vote, another vote toward what you are looking at. Okay. That's where we go from here. All right. And you got to go after a lot of the votes that affect people emotionally and personally rather than cerebral. Now I'm
So,
giving you I gave you, I left 2 minutes left. So you go on there and you add them 2 minutes. All right. And you tell me where we go from here.
I agree with some of the points. I agree with most of it, but I also want to add to it. I think that, if you're running for office, what you need to do is you need to go at least meet the community that you're wanting to support you, or you're going to the area that you're going to run in. Knock on doors, get out there, let the people get to know you. That's the only way you can make a difference. Because when they get to know you, that you come knocking on my door, I'll go tell somebody else about you because then they start conversating about you. And that's how it starts to spread. Sure, that makes a difference. What you said, just also another side that we got to do is you gotta beat the pavement. You gotta be seen. You just can't sit back there in these cushy offices and just say a bunch of good things. You gotta get out there and let people get to know people. Let them at least get to know you because you're running for public office. So once they get to know you, your time is done. You gave your time up, so just sit there and grin. Hey, listen,
I'll
use
cut
the other
this
hand.
show off. I'll cut this show off in mid-sentence, bro. All right.
You ain't gonna cut nothing off. You just gonna sit there and listen. Shit.
Don't make me go into an end. Never mind. Never mind. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you.
got
I'm
it.
glad you
Go
caught
ahead, my brother.
yourself.
Oh,
Focus.
brother, you pushing it now, though. Gee,
But
go ahead.
that's my point. Is that where do we go from here? We have to be more aware of what's going on. We have to be more involved. We can't. We don't have the luxury to sit back and say, ain't nothing gonna change. It will change if I start to be more aware of what's going on and be aware of my vote. Does mean something. Maybe not to anybody else, but to me, it means something. I mean, listen, I didn't vote for Trump the 2 times he was in office because I thought he was an asshole. You know, that didn't change. He still won, but I still feel like, hey, I'm not gonna give up my vote because of the situation. Because that's the way they want you to think. That you're defeated, you ain't got no hope. Eh, 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 There's a lot of things.
Yeah,
Is it going to be an easy fight? I'm talking, man. If you got
man, don't
something to
make me
say,
cut you
write it
off.
down.
I
Just write it
already
down.
wrote it down. Anthony kissed my
Well,
ass. I already wrote that down. All right.
hey, listen,
Gee,
that's
I
the
was
reason
about
why
to
we got.
agree with you, but hey, but go ahead. You don't want
I
to
was
hear
going to
it. That's
say,
okay.
no, I don't want to hear.
You're going to hear it anyway, damn it. Okay? You're going to hear it anyway.
But my point is that I don't believe we have the luxury to just sit back and say, I don't want to be involved because nothing's going to change. It will change. That's the mentality they want us to keep. And I say that because I used to think like that a long time ago. You know, why vote? It ain't gonna make a difference. But that's the mentality they want
But
us
what made you change? What made you change?
because I started doing things and finding out for myself, reading things, listening to people talk. You know, that makes a difference, because, shit, we can't do this by ourselves. You know, as much as I hate it, I got to do this with your grumpy, angry ass. But it's okay. I mean, do you have good points? Sometimes you do. Do you like to shut
Sometimes.
up? Hell no, you don't like to shut up.
Shit.
But hey, it is learning to compromise. You know the word compromise.
Here we go. Here we go. That cerebral just taking off again. He put wings to it and it flies all over the room. He just can't bring that sucker down. Put it back. Put it back. Bring that little bird down. Put it in
Do
your
you know
head.
what the word compromise means?
I'm not even
That's
going to get into the. I don't want you to change the subject. We're still talking about getting people to get out the vote. And I agree with you that to go door to door, but that's one way of making people feel you're there with them. You're a part of
right.
them. And that's what
And
I'm
I'll say
talking about.
you got to put some action behind your conversation.
Right.
Sometimes it's like you got to step aside because got to let some new breed come in to make some changes so I can't just sit up there in office forever. I can't because,
Some of them have though, man.
yeah, they
Shit.
have. That is the main problem that we have in the day with the
True.
Democratic Party.
True.
You have some people that,
Politicians, period. Politicians,
yeah,
period.
thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And one of the things that I think they should have, it should be term. It shouldn't be a lifelong process where you just
Right.
sit up there
Right.
and just do nothing.
Right. Do it for some of them judges too.
Yeah, especially the Supreme Court. They don't need to be there for a lifetime. I
Not the
mean, they said,
Supreme Court. Hell no.
that's full of shit.
Yeah, it is.
But it's being talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually that will come to a head. Because what we see now is what we always try to avoid. So authoritarian, you taking over and you're gonna put the people in position to get you to do your bidding. You don't have no FBI, you don't have no DOJ. Everything he got up there, is in his fate, goes in his fate, is in his back pocket, and if you talk against it, look at your boy. I know you really appreciate him and talk about him a lot, but I'm sorry to say he's an
You
asshole too.
see how you just throw the BS in there, and all of a sudden that's supposed to be my boy. All of a sudden
No,
you
I'm
throw
not
it
talking
in
about
there.
Trump. I'm not talking about Trump.
And who you
See,
talking
that's
about?
Pete Hegseth.
You see what I mean? See the bullshit? See how he just bring that in? I knew damn well he wasn't gonna say something. Look at him. You would think he was gonna say Mandami. Oh hell no. This man is up to no good. This man here, I'm trying to work with him. All right. And I understand. And I forgive him of his sins. I know he just so full of crap. No. Anthony is a good man. He really is. I got no issues with him except when we do the show. But other than that, this
But
is
it's all
just
love.
conversation anyway. It is. It is. We want to show you that
We
even
could
though
disagree
we want to
to
say
disagree.
we we're going down the same, now let me put it this way. We're trying to go to the same location, even though we're taking different roads to do it. All right. But we still want the same destination, the end result.
We end up
for it.
in the same destination.
Right. We want to end up that way. We're looking at it in two different points. And that's what the conversation do. All right. That's how we have it. Sometimes I say things he can't relate to it, so he changed the subject. And sometimes he say things, and sometimes
But
he
on the real,
say things
but on the
that's just
real,
outright ridiculous. And I
uh,
changed the subject.
on,
So
on the real, on the real, this is life.
this is life. It
You
really
meet
is.
somebody, and you don't have to like them because liking
No,
got
you
nothing to do
don't.
with it. But
Hmm.
what is due is respect. Now we
That's
talk
it.
shit to each other all day
Yeah.
long.
Oh, yeah.
We off the air, we still talk shit to each other.
Oh,
But the
yeah.
fact of it is,
Yeah.
the fact of it is, we still respect each other.
We still respect one
This is
another, and
what
we're
we,
not.
yeah, this is what we would materialize in politicians. Not
Yeah.
lies, not a bunch of
Right.
bullshit, but
No.
conversation. And you know, what we see from them is what we don't want. That's the bottom line.
Well, this is our show is basically bipartisanship. We may come at something in some different ways, but we still trying to work together to get to the same result. All right.
Right.
We look at it whole in different ways, and we want our politicians. They talk that game of bipartisanship, but
But they don't play it. It's just a
but the
conversation.
Republicans that just follow the leader. All right.
Yeah.
And they forget that they're the leaders too, on their own, in their own right. They are. So it's just, they need to take a better look at the lies they tell themselves and what they try to tell us, it's an insult the way they're trying to tell us. But Anthony, listen, that was a good show most of the time when I'm talking. And so we're
Most
doing,
of the time, shit, you stole most of the damn show.
I didn't steal. You were wrong, man. You was going down that wrong road, and I had to grab you and pull you back and say, "Here, my brother, I will help you and heal you to go down the right road."
All right, Brother Jones.
Wait a minute, I got a little more Kool-Aid for you, my brother.
Well, why don't you bring it on the West Coast? I drink it when you come to the
No,
West
no,
Coast.
no, no, no. You give me that avocado shit, I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. I'm gonna go out and get me some ribs and just call it a day.
I'm trying to get this brother on his healthy. I'm gonna get it. He
Oh
just don't know it.
God,
I'm gonna
no.
get it. I'm gonna get
No,
it.
no, don't do that to me, brother. I be all cerebral and talking like, well, I think I'll have another avocado toast before I go to bed. I ain't
His
going there, bro.
conversation won't change, but his health will. I'm gonna get it. And
Uh,
trust
uh,
me, he always talk about me eating avocado toast. I'm gonna give him 2 weeks. He gonna be doing the same thing. Now he ain't gonna own that on television. He ain't gonna own it. But he gonna be
no,
doing it.
no, 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 no,
My,
no.
my
My
word.
toast is gonna
And
have
like I
butter and
said, my
jam on that puppy.
conversation and my actions gonna coincide. I'm gonna get his ass. That nigga gonna be eating
All right, we'll see.
avocado. Plain avocado.
Well,
He gonna have a
I tell you
spoon
what.
eating it out the shell.
I tell
Watch
you
it.
what. Well, join us on our next show. All right, and we'll see where we are. Okay, who's eating what? Anthony, my
I said,
man, I
I'm
appreciate you,
patient.
bro.
Same here.
I
Same
appreciate
here.
you. It's a good show. We're gonna end up continuing this because we are in a situation right now that I don't see things changing that drastically. I'm just worried that it won't get too worse because the people I talk to, a lot of them are talking about they expect things to get worse, especially when you hear things coming out of the Washington that don't make sense about what they're doing. All right. And I don't want to get into the subject matter right now because something specifically happened today I heard about, and I want to get more information on it. And it's going to be very harmful, very hurtful to a bunch of people. And this is supposed to be a country that cares and loves and gives a damn. And you don't hear words like what's that word, mixed society or whatever that stuff that they use to call here, but we don't have it here. But that's enough for a men's conversation. And as you can see, we are not a therapy session. Even though I'm trying to help Anthony, we are not a therapy session. We're just having a conversation. Cerebral against masterful. And so
Listen.
we'll,
If I take
we'll
his help that he's offering me, man, My ass be crazy as shit.
Brother, we'll save that for next week's show. All right, join us
Let's do that.
next week for Mended Men's Conversation. And my name is Titus Garnett.
Man, Anthony, watch. See you on the next one.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Mended Men's Conversation. If something we shared resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who needs it. Remember, healing is a journey, and you don't have to walk it alone. Stay connected with us, subscribe to the podcast, and join the conversation online. Until next time, keep growing, keep healing, and keep building your legacy.